Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. And I am delighted and humbled to be here this day. I'm not sure what time it is where you are listening from, but thank you, everyone. I see the emojis, I see the welcome, I see the warmth. And I really, really do appreciate that you've invited me to come have this conversation with you. So I'm not going to waste too much time at all. I'm just going to go into my conversation with you this afternoon from my side. So when I say afternoon, just understand that I'm saying this from my perspective. All right. And let me also say that I am going to change a couple of things, maybe one or two things. I'm not talking about the future of work. I am talking about the now of work because the future has happened already. We were expecting the future maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, but then COVID-19 came and that fast forwarded the future. So I am not going to be telling anyone anymore about the future of work. As a matter of fact, what I say to the guys within my community is that if anyone is still expecting the future of work to happen, that person is already living in the past. The future is now. So we're going to be talking about now of work rather than the future of work. I hope I have permission to share my slides. Let me just try quickly. Right. Okay. So it's disability inclusive now of work, not inclusive future of work. Like I said, we are already in the now of work. So let's focus on the now. So all the conversations that I'm going to be having with you will have now in focus rather than the future. We'll have now in focus rather than the future, right? So disability inclusive now of work. And what am I going to be talking to you about? I'm going to give you context as I see the now of work, the way it has crystallized over the last 4 to 5 years. And then I'll be sharing with you my quantum leap concept idea. I will share with you our other abilities. Rather than concentrating on what we don't have, we should actually concentrate on what we have. And then I'll give you my parting shot and I'll leave room for questions and answers. So that's the sort of the kind of focus that I have for this conversation this afternoon. So context, where we are today, we are no longer in the Industrial Revolution 4.0. We have moved from mechanization to mass production. We move into 3.0, the era of computers and automated production, assembly, mass production. And then we moved into 4.0 as we are progressing along the years and the decades. From the year 2010, we moved into the Industrial Revolution 4.0. It was just not about computers. It was about cyber physical systems. We were collapsing the spaces between continents and people, between cultures and orientation. We were collapsing all of that because of what technology can allow us to do. Internet of Things, networking, and then we started gradually at the beginning of that dispensation to look at machine learning and robotics, right? So what we should know, however, is that we are no longer in that space. We're now moving into, or we have moved actually. The jury's out. Not many people think that we have moved into another industrial revolution. But I think I am one of the few people who believe that we have moved into another revolution, honestly. And that is where we are talking about the handshake between man and machine, human-robot collaboration. And also, before we even move into the machine space, a lot of collaboration is happening in this new revolution between human beings. We have collaboration happening at many levels. We have people living in one continent and working in another continent. That has been made possible because of collaborative systems, because of technology. And the changes that are happening right now, they're not about to stop. That is one thing I need to let all of us know. Whatever changes are happening around us, those changes are not about to stop. But just know that we are in a different revolution now. But beyond what I see as the hardcore things about this new revolution is also the fact that it is a different era, an era of people, an era of socialization. It is, I have called it the era of people. Everything has become social. We take selfies and we post it. We are celebrating our birthdays and everybody is online. Life is online because we are all looking for opportunities to remain connected within the human and also machine systems. We take selfies and we know that potentially if I post anything at all, picture, literature, event, my workout at the gym, if I post it on any platform, what it means is that potentially that is about 7 to 8 billion people connecting to that thing. And I use the word potentially. About 7 to 8 billion people in the world. Once anyone is connected to you through any of the social media platforms, the possibility to see that picture, that post, that invention, that new thing that you come about, the possibilities are to 7, 8 billion people in the world at the moment. So that is the era of people. That is the era of socialization. That's where we are at the moment. So what's happening in workplaces that you need to be aware of? It is the mega trends that I see in 2024. It's about robotics, process automation. It is artificial intelligence and machine learning. Companies more and more are finding ways to increase revenue, to reduce costs, and improve operational efficiency. Those are the three main pillars by which businesses succeed into the long term sustainably. It is about what else can we do? What else can we find to make sure that revenue goes up, cost comes down, and efficiency in between is consistently optimized. So artificial intelligence has come into the fray, machine learning as well, Internet of Things, and the ability of machines anywhere in the world to communicate and collaborate. And what is the essence of that? An efficient and productive workplace. Big data, we have moved away from what I call emotion-laden decisions to data-based decisions. The ability to crunch big data into usable format has become totally advanced at the moment. Cloud computing helping us to have more control over our own technology. And the last one there is about blockchain technology, which is allowing us to simplify our supply chain processes. So again, if I just quickly summarize, big things happening in workplaces today: robotics, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, big data and analytics, cloud computing, tech, and of course, blockchain. So it's a new world of work that we have all come into post-pandemic. So life was normal before the pandemic. During the pandemic, as soon as COVID-19 hit the world.
Sorry, okay. I raised my hands up, Mr. Remy. Mr.
Sure.
Yemi.
Yes,
I'm sorry. Because of the recording and because of the recording, I'll really be happy if you could put the slide, and at the point when you want to say something wonderful, you take off the slide so we can see your face. Is it possible?
My face is actually there on the.
I mean, yes, I know. So we could get a bigger picture, but it's fine if it's fine. But I was just thinking maybe when you want to summarize, you could just turn off the slides a bit and summarize so we can have a spotlight of your face, then go back.
I'll do that
it's hard, but this is what we have to do as media people.
Okay. At the end of the conversations, I will do that. I promise.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sure. So what is happening around the world today Organizations are changing strategy constantly, number one. Number two, we are constantly making investments in the spaces of strategy, people, structure, process, culture, and leadership. Those are the things dominating today's workplace. And as individuals who must succeed in career and succeed in business, whatever our different abilities are, we cannot lose focus of those 6 important things, right? The workforce is constantly looking at all of this, and one of the things that has also become a major topic in the now of work is diversity and inclusion. And that's the reason we're having this conversation, right? So globalization is happening. We have new millennials in the workplace. The millennials have done their time now, if you ask me. The new king or kid on the block are the Gen Zs, right? And as the Gen Zs are taking over the alpha generation, they are already by the door as well. They are ready to take over the workplace. New technology, like I said, and new ways of working. Those are all the things happening around us at the moment that we cannot be oblivious of. We must constantly be in tune with what's changing in the now of work. So it's a VUCA world. And what does that mean? A world that is totally disrupted, that is volatile, very uncertain, highly complex, totally ambiguous, and highly diversified. And diversity is the reason we're having this conversation. Everyone, every individual in the business world of today, in the workplace of today, brings something to the table. Let me tell you how big diversity, equity, and inclusion is in today's world. It's so big that we have individuals driving that agenda at director level in organizations. So you see director of diversity, equity, and inclusion. That is because we've realized that the more diverse the workforce is, the more successful that organization will be. Data, statistics suggest to us that organizations with a diverse workforce are more likely to succeed better, faster, quicker than organizations that are monolithic in their structure. So diversity is a big deal. There is a place for me, there is a place for you, there is a place for everyone. So it's a VUCA world, constantly changing, and leadership in organizations must constantly embrace and change the narrative around diversity and inclusion. So welcome to a new era, an era, like I said, of social revolution. And what's happening? Again, transition because of the digital technology available to the world today. There's been a transition, and we have moved from just mere forms to apps. We are moving from manage me to work with me. Informal processes have taken over from formal processes. Everybody has a side hustle in addition to their 8 to 5. All of that is changing because of new behaviors, because of new technologies, because of the millennialization of the workforce, because of mobility. I don't know whatever market you are now, I don't know how it's hitting your ecosystem, but in my part of the world, here in Nigeria, I promise you that because mobility is such a big deal, now the usual suspect countries have opened their doors to talents from Nigeria, the UK, the US, Canada, and that's because people can work anywhere and people can go anywhere. The restrictions have been removed a while ago. And while we're still looking at US, Canada, and the UK, other countries rather are changing in their approach to enticing or attracting talent. Germany is saying, hey, come, we will give you XYZ. Australia is saying the same thing. Sweden is saying the same thing. So there's mobility and there's globalization. All of that is happening. And as individuals, we must constantly be abreast of all that so that we know how to play and be successful. So it's a new world. Financial anxiety is everywhere. People are burning out, taking first job and second jobs. We are all finding purpose around life. There is the issue of workplace mental health. But general conditions are changing. It's not just about money, salary, and promotion anymore. It's now also about meaning, sanity, and purpose. Everybody is trying to find purpose in what they're doing. Money is good, but money is not enough. Salary is great, but sanity is even better. I want to be promoted, but within that, I need to find my purpose. What else is happening? Employee engagement is on the decline. People are quiet quitting on organizations. What else is happening? Voice of data. People are leaving their jobs in every 2 years now. The long service award of 5 years, 10 years has changed to a 2-year horizon. Even when people don't have another job, they change every 2 years. So a lot is changing around us. And one of the things we are also finding out is that leadership competencies are also changing. And people are quitting, not just because of money, but because they're looking for purpose, looking for career advancement, looking for caring and inspiring leaders, looking for flexible work hours. The now of work has totally changed. It used to be work from the office. Then it changed to work from home. But in the now of work that we are now, it is work from anywhere, WFA, right? So we have a multi-generational, multi-ability workforce at the moment. And I'll say it again, there is space for you and for me in the now of work. But that journey needs to start from self. Whilst it is great that we understand all the changes going on, the question I'm going to ask and leave you with at this point is, how are you also changing to leverage on all the possibilities happening around you? Because if things are changing externally and you are not changing from within, you may not be able to grapple with those opportunities available for you in a totally diversified world. We need everyone to bring their A game to the table. And the best way to bring your A game to the table is, first and foremost, be an A game individual. Be an A game player. Whatever skills you have, whatever skills you do not have, constantly be in the space of self-development so that you can take advantage of all these possibilities in a multi-generational, multi-abilities workforce. So, friends, what I'm saying is, given all that is happening around us, there are 2 options available to you. You can decide to respond, or you can decide to react. I will say to you that it is better for us to respond. Responding is the place of planning. Reacting is the place of panic. So I'll say to you, don't panic. Plan. For all the changes happening around you, plan in terms of how you will also respond to all and then get the best benefit out of it. So I'm saying to you, be ready. The future is no longer advancing towards us. The future is now, and you've got to be ready to take advantage of those opportunities. Now, one of the concepts that I have come to recently, since about 2 years now, is a quantum leap concept. And that is a concept that allows us to take advantage of all the new realities around us so that we can move from where we are to the place where we want to be. And this is a concept that is being that is propounded by Dr. Price Pritchett. And I'm going to play this video, right? Please take notes. Take notes as you listen, and let me know at the end of the 2-minute, 3-minute video what resonates with you the most. Just listen, and please listen carefully.
Making a quantum leap is not about trying harder. In fact, that's a common mistake people make. Instead, the secret is to try differently. A quantum leap is very different from incremental step-by-step improvement. If you want to achieve uncommon results, and again, we're talking about exponential success, you cannot rely on your common behaviors. So the rules for making a quantum leap from U to U squared are unusual. They're counterintuitive, not at all what you might expect. Here are some of the peculiar rules. Focus on ends rather than means. Rely on the unseen forces. Seek failure. Think beyond what common sense would allow. Fall in love. Make your move before you're ready. Quit trying harder. Choose a different set of risks. Open your gifts. Look inside for the opportunity. Get uncomfortable. Suspend disbelief. Ignore conventional approaches. And trust in the power of pursuit. Here's what I can promise you. You followed these rules when you made the biggest breakthroughs in your life. Yeah, that's right. As a kid, without even knowing the Quantum Leap strategy, you intuitively followed these amazingly powerful rules and got exponentially better results. So, what is your biggest ambition right now? What epic achievement do you desire the most? Follow the Quantum Leap strategy, consciously, deliberately, today, and you can make your dream come true.
Let me ask, was there audio in the video? Was there audio? There was audio, right? Okay, so what I'm going to ask you is, please go into the chat box and tell me what resonates with you the most from what Dr. Price Pritchett said. Thank you, Anthony, for the confirmation. So go into the chat room and tell me what resonates with you the most in what he said. Let me just read from 3 to 5 people. What resonates with you the most in what he said? The new rules for you to make a quantum leap in the now of work. Anyone? I just want feedback. I want to be sure that we followed what he was saying. Or do you want me to play it again? The new rules for making quantum. Thank you very much, Alidu. That to succeed, you have to think differently. Absolutely spot on. Anthony, open your gifts, fall in love, focus on ends. Wow. I asked for 1. Anthony gave me 3. Awesome. Nice one. Nice one. To succeed, try and think differently. Don't try harder. Try differently. The things that have made you to come to where you are today may not be enough in the now of work. So rather than doing the same things, the same old things, and putting in more effort, what you should do is to try differently. Think beyond what common sense will allow. Fall in love with yourself. Open your gifts. There are gifts, there are amazing gifts inside of you, right? So open that gift and let your world, your ecosystem, your environment see the gift that you have. Somebody said what resonates is do not stay behind. Don't stay behind. Always look forward. Don't let whatever circumstances or whatever background you have put your back to the ground. There are other abilities within you. Change the way you see your world. The now of work is made for you. Take advantage of it and make sure that you stay in there. Thank you very much for those who responded. Thank you very much. Anthony, thank you. Asumani as well. Pardon me if I don't pronounce your name very well. And Alidu, really, thank you very much. Okay, so let me go on because of time, right? It's not just that you need to change those set of rules. You also need to predicate. The now of work is saying that you must predicate your quantum leap attempt on 4 things. Be competent. Constantly build your skills, constantly build your competencies, and constantly build your network. Your skills, your competencies, your network. Like I said, the world is waiting for you to unravel, right? Look at your gifts from within, right? The thing that you can do better than most people around you, that is your unique selling point. So be competent. The world of work today is rewarding individuals who are competent, those who are bringing their value to the table every time. Number 2 is integrity. Integrity is a scarce commodity, but please make sure that you have it in your bag. Integrity is extremely important. The third is responsibility. Take responsibility for the things you want to achieve. Nobody is going to do it for you. You've got to do it for yourself. Be responsible for the things you want to achieve. So it is competence, it is integrity, it is responsibility, and of course, ethical behavior, which is more or less also linked to integrity. Please do not compromise in this now of work. Do not compromise your ethical behavior. Whatever you want to achieve, make sure it is fully hinged on solid ethical fundamentals. Be professional always. The individual who is competent, who has integrity, who is responsible for and accountable for outcomes, and who is an ethical, well-behaved person will be a professional, and the now of work is looking for outstanding professionals. Can you? Yes, you can. Now, I'm going to play 3 videos to more or less summarize all the things that I've been talking to you on in the last couple of minutes, right? 2 are short videos, and the third one, please listen to it. It speaks to the situation of many people in this chat room today. So the first one is Steve Jobs. We all know him, the founder of Apple. The second is Michelle Obama. And the third is a lady in Kenya, and I want you to listen to it carefully. So let's go. These are case studies.
My second story is about love and loss. I was lucky. I found what I loved to do early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the 2 of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. We just released our finest creation, the Macintosh, a year earlier, and I just turned 30. And then I got fired. How can you get fired from a company you started? Well, as Apple grew, we hired someone who I thought was very talented to run the company with me. And for the first year or so, things went well. But then our visions of the future began to diverge, and eventually we had a falling out. When we did, our board of directors sided with him. And so at 30, I was out, and very publicly out. What had been the focus of my entire adult life was gone, and it was devastating. I really didn't know what to do for a few months. I felt that I had let the previous generation of entrepreneurs down, that I had dropped the baton as it was being passed to me. I met with David Packard and Bob Noyce and tried to apologize for screwing up so badly. I was a very public failure, and I even thought about running away from the Valley. But something slowly began to dawn on me. I still loved what I did. The turn of events at Apple had not changed that one bit. I'd been rejected, but I was still in love. And so I decided to start over. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. Pixar went on to create the world's first computer-animated feature film, Toy Story, and is now the most successful animation studio in the world. In a remarkable turn of events, Apple bought Next, and I returned to Apple, and the technology we developed at Next is at the heart of Apple's current renaissance. And Lorene and I have a wonderful family together. I'm pretty sure none of this would have happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. It was awful tasting medicine, but I guess the patient needed it. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love, and that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking, don't settle.
Please, anyone in the room, can you share with me what you learned from that? Any learning from Steve Jobs? In the chat room, just tell me what your learning is. Yep. Anyone? Love what you do. Thank you, Alidu. Love what you do. Absolutely spot on. The now of work is looking for passionate individuals. Your job may not be your passion, but be passionate about your job. Love what you do. And if you have not found it, Steve Jobs says to us, don't settle. Keep looking until you find it. Don't give up in life. Thank you, Uzziah. You can do it. Sometimes, Anthony says, what happens to you in life is for a purpose. Absolutely. And Evan says, we need not to lose hope after failure. We need to rise up and start again. Well done, guys. Agbo, do you want to say something? I see that your hand is raised. Agbo Joseph. All right. You've put your hand down. All right. Thank you. So this is at some point in Steve Jobs' life, people will have called him a failure. But because he loved what he did at that time, it started again and became highly successful. Life can hit you without break. Keep looking. Keep searching. Don't forget what we said. The gifts that you need to succeed in life is first inside of you. Keep looking for your gift within. Once you find your gift within, then you can express that in form of value without. And guess what comes back to you? Value comes back to you. Somebody said that the force that can stop you is the force that is within. If the force within, therefore, cannot stop you, the force outside or without you cannot stop you. So keep going. Don't settle. Thank you very much for all your contribution. Let's go to the next one. The next one is Michelle Obama. Agbo, do you have something? Your hand is raised. I'm asking again. No. Okay. All right. Let's move on.
That's what we learned from their example. We learned about dignity and decency, that how hard you work matters more than how much you make, that helping others means more than just getting ahead yourself. We learned about honesty and integrity, that the truth matters, that you don't take shortcuts or play by your own set of rules. And success doesn't count unless you earn it fair and square. We learned about gratitude and humility, that so many people had a hand in our success, from the teachers who inspired us to the janitors who kept our school clean. And we were taught to value everyone's contribution and treat everyone with respect. Those are the values that Barack and I and so many of you are trying to pass on to our own children. That's who we are. And standing before you 4 years ago, I knew that I didn't want any of that to change if Barack became president. Well, today, after so many struggles and triumphs and moments that have tested my husband in ways I never could have imagined, I have seen firsthand that being president doesn't change who you are. No, it reveals who you are.
What is your major takeaway from Michelle Obama's speech? Anyone? Let me read from you, one or two people. Let me see your handwriting in the chat room. What's your takeaway from what Michelle said? Anyone? Right. So gratitude and humility. We learn from dignity. Absolutely. Humility and gratitude we must have. Not that we should have, we must have. Honesty and integrity, the truth matters. Success doesn't come unless you earn it fair and square. Thank you, Anthony. Uzziah says, have faith in yourself. That was one thing she said at the end of it. Whatever we become doesn't change who we are. It just reveals who we are to ourselves and to our world. So a lot is riding on individuals. Value everybody in life. Modestos, thank you. Everyone from the janitor to the security man, for you to be successful in today's world, it is not just about your talent anymore. So talent was from Steve Jobs' perspective, but there are other power skills that we learned from Michelle that we must have as individuals, irrespective of where we are, what has happened to us, or our journey in life. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to summarize all I've been saying to you with one last video. Please, I implore you to listen. It is intriguing for me, this video. It changed my perspective about many things. I have listened to it over and over, and I'm still listening to it. But it gives me pleasure to share this with you. So please, let's listen to it. It's a summary of everything and everything.
Remember, if all you see is all you see, then you don't see all there is to be seen. For anyone who is visually impaired in the audience, what up, first of all? As a visual description, I'll start by describing myself. I am a Black African woman, 5'7" and some change. I'm wearing black flats. My hair is up in an interesting situation. And I've got on beaded earrings, Maasai earrings, and a black dress, which I call my power dress. I wear it when I need a bit of confidence. I wear it when I need a bit of confidence because right now I'm sweating in many places. My knees are like jelly and I really need to pee all of a sudden. But thank you for having me. I had my first major eye surgery in 2010. General anesthetic, knife to the eye, 2 hours instead of the quick 40 minutes they had anticipated, and it didn't work. In fact, I came out of theater having lost more of my already declining eyesight. You see, since high school, I had been losing my eyesight, very slowly, very gradually. And at the time, I had no idea why. Glaucoma wasn't a word I had ever heard before. None of my family had either. Then the ophthalmologist told me it's not just glaucoma, it's glaucoma the remix. He said that my glaucoma had already caused a lot of havoc in my eyes and that they will not be able to stop it. That it's more aggressive in Black Africans because of the color of our eyes, and that I'll probably be blind by 25. Between then and now, I've had over 20 different procedures, trying desperately to get back even a tiny bit of what I lost long ago. I was a teenager then. As my friends were discovering their paths and future ambitions, I was thrust into a world of darkness, grappling with the heavy burden of visual impairment in little Mombasa Island on the coast of Kenya. It's one thing to go blind, but it's another thing to go blind in a society that clings on discrimination, steeped with traditional prejudices. My name is Senator Crystal Asige, a human that is crazy about amplifying the voices of those who are overlooked and underestimated, the underdogs, like I have always been. I'm a fervent believer in making people feel seen and heard, no matter their ability or disability. If you find me on social media, it may look incredibly colorful. You'll see me in Parliament one day, in the studio the next, with politicians, the UK trade envoy to Kenya, then to a doctor's appointment in the evening. But in reality, all of who I am work harmoniously to fulfill my assignment, my purpose. I feel like I've already lived 5 lives in one and encountered a plethora of lessons, each brimming with wisdom and perspective. However, the most crucial lesson I've learned is if all you see is what you see, then you don't see all there is to be seen. Let those words resonate, because they encapsulate my journey. In the depths of isolation and despair, I learned that if you cannot change a circumstance, then change the way you look at your circumstance. Because what is the alternative? In my case, the alternative was to give up. But that did not sit well with me. So I made the choice to either accept what is or commit to what could be, and I chose the latter. It became crystal clear to me that there is a difference between visual impairment and disability. This is visual impairment, but this is disability. I very quickly learned that disability does not discriminate. People do. In fact, disability can be the catalyst for unparalleled strength and adaptability. The most extraordinary gift my disability has given me is resilience, an unwavering determination to rise above adversity, and the ability to pivot and turn things around when they seem to be going left. I'm sure that's something that we all share here today as young people, right? Fast forward, the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs found me in my work, just a needle in a haystack of change makers like you, and invited me to last year's summit. It was here where I got the news that I had been gazetted into the 13th Parliament of Kenya. It was pretty wild. I came to one young world as an ordinary Kenyan, but returned home as a senator. Now, I'm at the heart of Kenya's dynamic political landscape, gracefully navigating its twists and turns. I am one of the youngest parliamentarians, one of the top performing female senators, and also voted top 40 under 40 in Kenya. Hey! The platform on which I stand today has played an integral role in shaping me into the person that I've become. It has infused me with the confidence that is nothing short of transformative. It's given me a glimmer of hope and inspired people who are young watching me, not only in Kenya, but across the globe. Given me a voice that I've since used to champion the rights of PWDs, the youth and women in Kenya. It is truly remarkable what confidence mixed with hard work, good timing, and throwing in a dash of magic beans can achieve. Since the last summit, I've tirelessly worked towards making Kenya more inclusive and equitable. The laws that I am sponsoring now, such as the PWD Bill, the Kenya Sign Language Bill, the Learners with Disabilities Bill, the Startup Bill, the Public Participation Bill, and 4 major amendments to transportation laws to address increasing road crashes that are killing too many young people in Kenya today. I'm trying to pave a way for a more brighter and accessible Kenya for everyone today. Standing before you, I am not just Senator Crystal Asige. I am a visually impaired person, representing people with disabilities who are treated as taboos, pushed into the shadows, and hidden from the faces of the world as if they are less than or less than. My mantra that I walk around with every single day is, I have glaucoma, but glaucoma does not have me. When I spoke to you a year ago, I wore the same hat, carrying the weight of those unheard voices. From this place of determination and purpose, I started the Crystal Asige Foundation, which is dedicated to creating an inclusive society to break down the barriers within our infrastructure, our systems, society, and culture. I aim to open doors of opportunities to marginalized groups, especially PWDs. I haven't left my creative side behind, though, and I am still using music to get young people excited about current affairs. Maybe the next social media hashtag will read, Senator Crystal Asige sings in Senate. After this session, I hope you will remember me as an example of a shattered stereotype. People with disabilities are not mere charity cases or prayer items in the neighborhood Bible group. No, we are individuals with skills, talents, and powerful inherent creativity that can surprise and elevate the world that you have never imagined. Though I am now a politician, I am a person first. I won't barrage you with geopolitics and geoeconomics. Instead, I want to focus on leaving no one behind. I'd like to remind you that leaving no one behind includes yourself. Give your all, be authentic, embrace all aspects of yourself, and don't ever hide. In keeping with this year's theme, peace and reconciliation can't work if we are separated and individualistic. It requires a collaborative endeavor. Remember, if all you see is all you see, then you don't see all there is to be seen. From here on out, ask yourself, who haven't you seen? What haven't you seen? And more importantly, what about you haven't you seen yet? Thank you very, very much.
All right. Let me see the comments. Volume was a bit low. Yeah, I agree. Please bear with me. I will share this with all of you. And even without me asking, I can see that people are already putting on in the chat room what they learned. Don't look down on yourself. Believe in yourself. Disability is not inability. Absolutely. In the video, I learned how to introduce a friend with visual impairment. Also, I guess something that is, don't see what can be seen only. There is more than what you can see. In fact, she says, if all that you see is what you see, then that is where disability is. But there is more than what you see. Thank you very much. Somebody says, I have disability, but disability doesn't have me. Absolutely spot on. If all you see is what you see, then you are not seeing. And then Alidu says, I have disability, but disability doesn't have me. There is more than what you see. So this is just to say that we need to we need to stop stereotyping ourselves and start looking at ourselves totally differently. Disability does not discriminate. People do. And guess what? The first person that must not discriminate against you is you. Thank you, Evans. Don't let your disability define you. You have other abilities. Don't focus on the things that you don't have. Focus on the things that are within and unwrap your gifts that are within. Don't let your disability define you. Guys, thank you very much. Clearly, I mean, we could have done better with the video, but I mean, with the volume of the video, but I will share. I promise I will share. My disability does not disable my dreams. Thank you. That is Noni. I'm not sure I pronounce it very well. Forgive me. My disability does not disable my dreams. There's something I said in 2019 or 2018 about dreams. External realities do not invalidate your dreams. Thank you, Noni. External realities do not invalidate your dreams. So hold on to your dream no matter what. If she can, then we all can. We are not disabled, but people with different abilities. Good. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is where I am going to start winding down now. And I think I have one or two more slides for you. And this is my parting shot for you. I'm not sure exactly who this shot is aiming at, but it's aiming at everybody. Like I said, it's my parting shot. And this is what I'm saying to you. The limit is that which we place on ourselves. Shift your mind, expand your possibilities. See beyond. There are other abilities. First things first. So I'll read that again, since it's my parting shot. The limit is that which we place on ourselves. We all have to shift our minds. We all have to expand our possibilities. We need to see beyond. There are other abilities. First things first. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your time. If there are questions at this time on my presentation, I will take your questions now. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Yemi. Thank you for this wonderful presentation. We are grateful, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Please, anybody have a question? Kindly raise your hand. Let's take your question quickly.
Wait,
if you have
sorry.
a question.
1 minute, sir. Sorry, thank you so much. Actually, what happened is Mr. Nelson is taking over from me now for the question and answer. And I'll really be happy if, oh, this thank you looks so nice with different colors. I really don't want it to go, but for us to see your face more, I'll really be happy if you stop sharing firstly. Yes, great. I can even see my own face too. That's good. Thank you so much. I try, so I'm still looking at you, sir. You are quite different. You're quite different on the picture as well. I'm sorry I'm being personal. Yeah, please, it's my bias. I'm sorry I'm being personal. But thank you so much. I truly appreciate. This is really enlightening, not just for every other person, but also me, myself. Also myself, it's really enlightening. It's really, really enlightening. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
I don't know how to appreciate you, but definitely it's a thank you and also a thank you and a continuous thank you. And thank you and more thank you. Sure. Before Mr. Nelson continues, sir, you promised us you're going to give us a summary so we can see your face more and a summary from the start to without the slides. So we will be happy to get that summary as well. And lastly, okay, I think we'll do that at the end. We usually take a family picture with all our speakers.
Okay.
So we'll do that at the end. Thank you so much, sir. Mr. Nelson, over to you.
Hello, Mr. Nelson. Good afternoon.
All right, thank you, ma. For those, thank you.
Hello.
I was asking, do anybody have questions? Yeah, who is talking? Agbo Joseph, right?
Yeah, my name is no. Thank you for the motivation. You give me appreciate very well. Yeah, I'm into architect and what you said. I do appreciate it very well. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Zah. Thank you. It was appreciating Mr. Yemi for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you. Okay, I guess I can do the summary now. Nicholas, please go
Mr.
ahead.
Nicholas.
Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon once again.
Thank you.
Mine is not a question, but it's a suggestion.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
I am suggesting if you can send us your slides in the Telegram platform, so we can also have a copy of the slides and then at least go through anytime we want to remember whatever you taught us. Thank you.
That's fine. No problem. I'll share the slides.
All right. Thank you, Nicholas. Mr. Yemi, you can do the summary now, sir. Thank you.
All right. So remember, guys, all I have said is the world of work is now. It's no longer in the future. We can't be waiting for the future of work anymore. It's the now of work. The future has happened. And a couple of things are happening in this now of work. Number one, technology is changing the way we work, the way we collaborate. Number two, the workforce itself is changing in structure and in texture. We have different generations in the workplace. We also have a diverse workforce. And I remember saying that DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, is a big, big topic on the table at the moment. The more diverse the workforce is, the faster that organization will be successful, because we are going to be getting ideas with different individuals, with different orientation, and with different abilities as well. So it is actually a fifth industrial revolution that is made for people living with disabilities. And this is the way I spell disability. It is THESE ability. THESE ability, this ability, or these abilities. So it is not that we can't do, it is what other things can we do? These abilities. People living with disabilities. THESE ABILITIES. So we need to see ourselves as individuals who are part of the journey in the fifth industrial revolution. But we must know all that is going on around us so that we can be ready to take advantage of the now of work. And I did say that one of the things we need to also understand, according to Dr. Price Pritchard, is we need to take quantum leap by looking inwards. We need to have a different set of rules so that we can make quantum leap. Some of them include things like engage on common sense, fall in love with yourself, don't try harder, try differently, embrace a new set of risks. What else? Open your gift. You've got to open your gift. You've got to look at yourself from within and think, what else can I do? What else do I have abilities to do? So your rules for success in either career or in business must change from today if you want to make quantum leaps in your career or in your business. And we looked at case studies of Steve Jobs, who said to us that one of the things that will make you succeed in the now of work is your passion. Don't lose your passion for what you're doing. Your job may not be your passion, but you've got to be passionate about your job. Don't do your job just because of the salary or the pay. Do your job with passion and do your job by adding value to your job. Michelle Obama reminds us that dignity is extremely important. And we also measure you by how you treat other people, especially those who are weak and lowly. How do you treat other people? Who are you when you're not in the room? What do people say about you? And the last video was a full 9-minute, 38-second video of an individual living with different abilities. And she shared her case study from obscurity to the parliament. Today, she is a senator in the Kenyan parliament. So there is no limit, absolutely no limit to who we can be, to what we can become, but that journey starts with us. The now of work is ready for you. The question is, are you ready for the now of work? Thank you very much.
Thank you. The now of work is for you.
Thank you so much.
Ready for the now of work? That's a question that every one of us needs to go and think through. I am thinking already if I am ready for the now of work. Okay. I'm thinking already if truly I'm ready for the now of work, because like you said, the senator, I would one day love to be a senator, not like is an understatement. I would love it. And I believe there are so many persons here who have that ambition and who have that in their heart and in their mind. They would want to be a senator or somewhere around politics or somewhere around, the big place, calling the shots, making the rules, making it inclusive, making it good for everyone, and and all of it. But as Mr. Yemi has said, it starts from now, the now of work. Thank you so much, sir. I have taken that. So it's time for our pictures. Surprisingly, Mr. Yemi, apologies. Surprisingly, my laptop just went down, and
Wow.
I was trying to power it back, but it seems like where I am, I can't power it with kit where I am. So I'm very happy that you are here and you're a family member. Let me see your face. I'm sorry, sir. Let me go back to adding you on the spotlight. Yes, I'm very happy you are here and you're a family member already. Because as far as I'm concerned, you have aligned with us. You have been able to familiarize yourself with everyone, with the videos you have, and you also understand to a great knowledge how we can be able to be inclusive in an environment that we are trying to, in a workplace environment. So you have great understanding about it. That's why I call you a family member. One way or the other, you're a family member. Maybe the father or the grandfather, somewhere around. We'll pin you somewhere there.